252 Kids, this is where kids come to learn about life apps, which are part of God's character that He uses inside of us to change the world around us.
And who wouldn't want to fix a broken world?
Is that why you're dressed like a medical doctor?
Don't you think we should reveal the life app?
Yes, but I'm curious to see what else you're going to reveal.
Okay, everybody just start a drum roll on your legs. All right, 3, 2, 1. Gratitude! Let others see how they've helped you.
Now, just those of you who are wondering why Jerry's dressed up like a doctor, say it with me.
Gratitude! Letting others know you see how they've helped you.
Well, I don't just think I'm a doctor.
But,
I know I'm a doctor.
Jerry,
And in fact, I'm a specialist.
what branch of medicine do you specialize in exactly?
So, I am the foremost of the healing arts. I'm an attitude adjuster.
You're an attitude adjuster.
Yeah, my name's Jerry, MD, AA, AAA, LOL, and PB&J.
That's really impressive, especially the PB&J part.
Excellent. Now, which one of you lucky people would like to come up here and be my demonstrative assistant?
Okay, no, I really and truly don't think that we have time for that.
You. Just come up here with me real quick.
Oh boy.
All right. So now, as a demonstration of my unbelievable progress in attitudinal adjustment, I mean, some would say it's a little too unbelievable, but that's okay. I'm going to ask you to find it in your heart. I'm going to say, I know you normally wouldn't do this, but would you be able to put on a bad attitude for me? I mean, the absolute worst
Wait a
attitude.
minute. You want this kid to have a bad attitude?
Yeah, but not for forever like a long car trip, but just for a couple minutes, just so I can show you a demonstration of what I can do.
Okay. Are you okay with this? Can you show a bad attitude? Let me see a bad attitude. That's pretty bad. Can you show me a worse attitude? All right, that's the worst. All right, Jerry. Mr. Dr. Attitude Adjuster, have at it.
All right. You know, we all face times where we need a little bit of adjustment. You go to the doctor to adjust your medicine. You go to the chiropractor to adjust your spine. But I'm going to demonstrate the science of attitudinal adjustment. All right, you ready? All right, okay. Ta-da!
Jerry, you're just trying to bribe the kid. You can't bribe a kid
All right.
into a good attitude.
All right, it's okay. We're just getting started here. Maybe I'll try out the adult side. All right, hang on one second. Here we go. A genuine imitation, almost Rolex watch.
Jerry, kids don't care about watches. If you want an attitude to be adjusted, you need to change the way that the kid is thinking. We need to realize, we need to understand that it's not about us.
You know, I figured we may start with a difficult problem. So I have something that nobody has ever not been able to change their attitude after this one. Close your eyes, hold out your hands.
Oh boy. What are you going to do to this kid?
Just close your eyes.
I'm a little nervous.
Hold out your hands, and we're going to sweep that bad attitude away. All right, here we go.
Where did you get the puppy?
I got it at the adoption center, and there's tons more to adopt, just in case any of your parents need to adopt my techniques.
No, we are not going to suggest that parents bribe their children with puppies, with pets.
But just look at the puppy. Look, isn't he cute?
No.
I mean,
No.
I'm sure your parents will love him.
No. Thank you very much. I'll take the box. Let's give a round of applause for our volunteer. You can go sit down. Thank you. Yes.
Look. Were you not impressed at how I turned that frown upside down?
No, I would be impressed if you actually listened and watched what we're talking about today so that we can all learn how to adjust our attitudes.
Okay, well, I need somewhere to put the dog because my apartment doesn't allow pets.
No, just no.
Fine. You need an attitude adjustment. Well,
It's great, okay, because we've got to tell them about, being grateful. Oh, right. Hello, my name is MC Haggis, and I'm the world's greatest Scottish rapper, and back there behind me is the world's greatest Scottish beatboxer, Seamus McFamous. Say hello, Seamus. Hey. Give him a taste of what you can do. Whoa! Super fast. Okay, now say hello one more time, Seamus. Hey. See how easy that was? It was a very kind word, and it didn't take a lot of time. There's a lot of short little words you can say that are exciting and kind, like word, or kick it, or how many times have I told you to chew with your mouth closed because it's disgusting? I don't want to see the food in your mouth. That's a little too long, isn't it? Hey, yeah, it's a little too long. But there is a short word that we tend not to say enough to other people around us. Isn't that right, Seamus? Hey. Go ahead and tell them what it is. Hey. No, it's shorter than that. Hey, yeah, that's right. It's thank you. That's right, because all month long we're talking about gratitude, letting other people know you see what they've done for you, which is great, isn't it? Hey! Okay, so we decided to come up with some widgets to help remind you to say thank you to people and to thank people for what you're thankful for, isn't that right? So the very first one we came up with, something that would get your attention, we came up with the thank you horn. Whoa, okay. That was loud and hurt my head. Heard it. All right, so we discarded that one, right? Well, hopefully that's not pressurized. All right, here we go. And then we went on to the thank you Zayla, which kind of worked. But, if you're standing too close, it could hurt you. Seamus' wife is wearing an eye patch now. So we went on to the please make it stop, I'll say thank you board. Oh, okay. That made children cry. So we thought that wasn't a good idea. But then, we came up with this one right here. We call it the Gratitutor. Isn't that cool? It's very simple to use. Everybody in your family gets a turn to use it or carry it with them, and at any point in time, they can blow in the Gratitutor, like so. Everyone has to stop, and they have to say something they're thankful for, or say thank you to somebody who's done something great for them, and then you go, and then it's back to normal. Isn't that great? It's just a way for people to stop and take the time to say thank you to the people around them, and to remind them to be thankful of everything they've got. Isn't that great? Hey! All right. I like the Gratitutor. So let's go ahead and kick a fat rhyme, because we're so grateful. I want to make sure I'm grateful. Gotta use this to be thankful. Go up to people that did great, and you can say, hey, thank you so much for all the things you did for me. And I really appreciate your time and your effort that you pour into my life. You don't have to say all that. You can just say thank you. Hey. Word. Isn't that great? Hey. All right. I'm gonna, you try it. I'm gonna try it. And then you say something you're thankful for, right? Hey. Thankful for your eye. That's great. I like both of them. Hey, sure. I'm thankful that I can't hear loud pitches.
Everywhere that I go, you're there with me. Even in the night when I cannot see, I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I wanna say thank you. I will live my life to praise you and lift you high. Every night and day I follow in your ways. I wanna say thank you. I wanna say thank you, God. Every breath that I take, you give to me. Every brand new day is a blessing. I know you're by my side and I will be just fine. Oh God, you're always good to me. I
said you had enough. You never give up, no matter what comes. You're always faithful, and you're more than able. You always finish what you begun. Oh, you're never gonna quit working on me. Oh, making me all that I can be. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. You're always with us, you never said you had enough. You never give up, no matter what comes. You're always faithful, and you're more than able. You'll always finish what you've begun. Oh, you're never gonna quit working on me. Oh, making me all that I can be. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. You never tire or sleep, you're always faithful to me. In everything you begin, you will complete it. You never tire or sleep, you're always faithful to me. In everything you begin, you will complete it. Oh, you're never gonna quit working on me. Oh, making me all that I can be. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. I'll keep on trusting in the one who never will give up on me. Never ever gonna give up, never gonna give up on me. Yeah, yeah. You're never gonna quit working on me, making me all that I can be. Oh, you're never gonna quit working on me, working on me, working on me.
Gratitude. It can be something you say. Hey, thanks. But get this. Being thankful is about what you can see, too. So, what do you think gratitude chooses to see? Do you see a rained out game? Or do you see what the rain might bring? Okay, now take a look at this. Is your first reaction, yuck, cooked carrots again? Or do you see the cafeteria lady who's smiling for you, even though she's got a really tough job? Now check this out. You fed and walked Mr. Hausman's dog for a whole week, and this is what you get. So what's the first thing out of your mouth? Seriously? Lame. Or are you like, hey, now I can go get froyo for me and my best friend? Same thing, different stories. You see, gratitude gives you fresh eyes. It's keeping watch for what others do for you, and it's looking out for where God's at work. And that's when it's time to say, thank you, Father, for all you've given. Showing gratitude is an awesome way to worship God. Because worship isn't just about singing loud, it's about living loud.
All right, get in here. Let's get the show on the road.
Before we do that, we might need some water.
Wait a minute. Where's everybody else?
Everybody else.
Yeah, Vinny and Marcia. I had them come to help us out with the corn maze. This is all hands on deck. This is battle station from here on out.
Battle station? I thought that was back in summer when you had me clear out all the land and plant all the corn.
No, that was battle planning. This is battle stations.
So it wasn't battle stations, but I had to get every single piece of corn and clean them with a Q-tip to make sure they didn't have earworms.
No, that was a skirmish. This is the real deal.
So I'm tired.
Tired? You can't be tired. We have a deal, don't we?
Oh yeah, that deal. Can't wait to get that $100 so I can get those Road Warrior dirt bike tires.
It's going to be the best harvest since the Great Carp Fishing Derby of '72.
I thought you said that when you and your friends went to that drive-in movie theater and left the back windows down. And it overflowed, and that cooler with the carp in it kind of overflowed.
It sounds better when I tell it.
Not really.
Well, I hope they get here soon because we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to have somebody else do the work for a little while. We're here.
I'm ready for anything.
Great, because I was just telling Vinny we got a lot of work to do.
Okay, see ya.
Bye-bye.
Hold up now! You haven't heard the plan.
Yeah, but we heard the W word.
We don't really want to, the W thing. And I mean, it's fall. There's so many fun things to do.
You know, you can get paid with the W.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Great, because me and Vinny's been at this for months.
We had a deal.
Yeah, Vinny went and planted in the spring, made sure the weeds did not come up, then made sure that there was not enough water, but not too much water. Then he got all the equipment he needed to get this harvest going.
Hey, Griffin, I never think I see the day where you become a moonshiner.
No, boy, what in tarnation? I think your mama put that nightlight way too close to your crib.
Look, Henry's Amazing Corn Maze.
Oh, I get it. You use the old word for corn and turn the rest into a maize thing.
Yeah, that's correct. So, Marcia, I got a very special job for you. You're going to tear tickets and read everything.
Okay, but can I wear my poker costume?
Knock yourself out. And Gorda, I'm going to need you to make a maze before the weekend.
By that you mean lay out some coordinates and cut up the crops and then make a pass so we can make the exit?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, no problem. I'll have that for you in a jiffy.
Great. This is going to be the best harvest since
The Great Carp Fishing Derby of '72.
just go.
What? You've got to be kidding me! That ball was so far outside, I could have driven a tractor trailer in between the plate and the ball. Do you even see what a plate looks like? And not even to mention that nobody can focus because you smell like gold cheese like my grandma. Time out! Can't believe this guy. Hi, I'm Steve. I don't know what his problem is. I mean, sure, it was a close call, but I think I got it right. But you know what? Even if I did get it wrong, that's no reason to have such a bad attitude. I mean, what about all the calls that I do get right? Do I ever hear a thank you for those? No. But the first time I have a call that's questionable, they can't wait to kick dirt on me and tell me how unfair I'm being. I mean, where's the gratitude? Gratitude is letting others know you see how they've helped you. But just like this guy, we're sometimes quicker to let others know how they've let us down. We focus on what we don't have instead of what we do. Now, our story today is about a vineyard worker who thought he was being treated unfairly, and he had no trouble complaining about it. You know, you should watch today's story. It might be about you.
.252 Movie presents Sour Grapes, based on Jesus' parable of the vineyard workers. Action!
Good afternoon, and welcome to Expertly Performed Parables of Jesus Theater, where we bring you parables of Jesus performed expertly by our expertly performed parable performers. I am Balustrade Sous Chef. I am your host. Today's expertly performed parable of Jesus is the parable of the vineyard workers. Whilst Jesus was teaching his followers, he spun this inspiring little ditty that begins now. Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who owned land."
Look at all of this land I own. There's no way I'll be able to work all of this land by myself. I know. I'll get some workers to work on my land.
The landowner went out early in the morning to hire people to work in his vineyard.
Hello, friend. Me? Yes, you. I'm the owner of this beautiful vineyard over here. I will pay you $50 for the day.
Oh boy, $50?
Yes.
That sounds very reasonable. I'll do it.
At 9 o'clock.
Is it 9 o'clock already? My, how the time flies.
The landowner went out again in search of workers.
Hello, friend. Would you like to come over here and work in my vineyard for me?
Would I?
Yes. Well, I have enough workers now, but I wonder if it's enough.
At 12 o'clock.
Lunchtime. I'll take care of you later.
The landowner went out yet again at 3.
Hello, friend. Would you like to come work in my vineyard for me?
And at 5 as well, hiring more and more workers to work his vineyard.
This is great! I love vines!
I love your enthusiasm. Thanks for coming. There. That should be enough.
It wasn't much longer before it was time to call it a day.
Oh, it's the end of the day. Time to pay up. All right. $50 for you.
Thank you. I love your vines.
Thank you.
Yeah.
$50 for you. $50 for you.
The workers who were hired first thing in the morning saw that the workers hired at 5 were getting paid $50.
They're getting paid $50 and they only worked for an hour. I'll bet I'll be getting way more than that.
And $50 for you.
Well, wow, that's so.
What? Did I miscount? No. $50.
What? I don't understand. I've been out here all day in the hot, hot sun working in your vineyard, and you're gonna pay the same amount of money to the people that only worked for 1 hour? How is that fair? No, I deserve more money, and I want it from you right now.
Listen, friend. Did I not say that I would give you $50 for the day?
Well, yeah, but that was...
I'm being fair to you. If I choose to be generous to the other workers, then that is not your business. It's mine. Take your money and go. I'm upset with you, but my vineyard is beautiful.
And the end. The vineyard worker hired first had a bad attitude. He chose to complain about what others were being paid instead of being grateful for what he had been given. Perhaps he should have taken time to adjust his attitude. True for us as well, I'd wager. This has been yet another expertly performed parable of Jesus on Expertly Performed Parables of Jesus Theater. I'm Balustrid Sous Chef. Good day.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story.
Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Alright, so this group of people over here is very nice and awake. Alright, so hopefully everybody else will wake up. Alright, so this month we're talking about the attitude of gratitude. That's right, it is our monthly life hack that we are talking about. So let's all say the definition together. Are y'all ready? 3, 2, 1. Gratitude. Letting others know you see how they have helped you. Alright, and gratitude is very, very important to God, as we learned last week when someone didn't show gratitude. Jesus took notice, alright? When He healed 10 people who had leprosy, only one came back, and He noticed that the other 9, they did not come back to say thank you. And so gratitude is very, very, very important to God, and it should be very important to us as God's children, shouldn't it? Because when we show gratitude, we recognize that, guess what? God is doing things in our life. He's giving us things. He's given us food. He's given us clothes. He's given us a home. Okay? He's given us parents to take care of us. So we recognize that God is meeting our needs. God is giving us things. But we also show that we trust God. When we thank God, when we pray to Him and we thank Him for things, we are showing that we trust God for our life. That we trust God that He's going to provide for us. So gratitude is very, very important. And God wants us to always show gratitude in any circumstance, even if it's easy, even if it's hard. And that's kind of what our memory verse for this month talks about, if we can put it up on the screen. Paul writes to the Thessalonians, and he says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." There are times when it's easy to give thanks, isn't it? I mean, when it's your birthday and you get 30 huge big presents, right? It's easy to say, thank you for this Nintendo Switch. Thank you for this cool thing. Thank you for this awesome pair of shoes or whatever it is you got. It's easy to say, yeah, exactly. Look at those boots over there. It is easy to say thank you, but what about the times where it's hard? What about when you get in trouble? Maybe even you get a whooping or you get grounded. How many of you actually go back to your parents and say, thank you for loving me? Even though you got in trouble, it's hard, isn't it? But God wants us to thank Him in all circumstances, whether it's easy or whether it's hard. Gratitude is the attitude that God expects from His children. Okay? Now, today we're going to talk about something that is maybe a way that it prevents us from showing gratitude. And it's because we tend to think about all of the things that we don't get. Okay? Now, before we dive into our story, I want to tell you a quick story, since Christmas is just around the corner. Tell you a story that happened to me. I was about 11 or 12 years old, okay? When I was about 11 or 12 years old, it was Christmas Day, right? And so I was at this Christmas party, and I was, looking around, and everybody had piles of gifts, right? And so everybody's gifts were piled together, and so I was looking at everybody's piles, and then I looked at my pile, and then I looked at everybody else's piles, and I realized, wait a minute, everybody has a lot more gifts than I do. I mean, my pile was noticeably small. Everybody else, they had a lot more piles. And immediately, I'm just kind of dumpy, right? Just like, this is supposed to be Christmas, supposed to get a lot of presents. I got a small pile. Everybody else has a big pile. What is going on? Well, so everybody starts opening gifts, right? So I started opening mine, and I realized that the reason I didn't have a lot of gifts was because one of the gifts was extremely big, extremely expensive, and really it was non-wrappable. I mean, you couldn't wrap it. So anyway, my gift was outside. It was a go-kart. Okay? Anybody in here have a go-kart? Okay? I mean, it was a go-kart, had the cage, had the engine, you crank it like a lawnmower, right? So anyway, it was a go-kart. But I was dumpy the whole time until I saw the go-kart. You know why? Because I thought, I didn't get a lot of presents. Everybody, look at these piles everybody got. I only got like 3 or 4 gifts. I mean, I was in a bad mood. That ever happened to y'all before? You looked at everybody else's piles, and you're like, man, their piles are bigger than mine. And you start getting all upset, worked up. And you get kind of dumpy and frowny and just disappointed and bad mood. Okay, that ever happened to y'all? Well, that happened to me, and I was like 11 or 12. I was older than y'all. I'm just like, what in the world is going on here? But yeah, it was because I got a go-kart. Okay? And you can't wrap a go-kart, and you can't break it up into a lot of gifts to make your pile big. But it was a pretty awesome gift. Wouldn't y'all say that a go-kart's a pretty cool gift? Yeah, you all agree. I had no reason to be dumpy. I should have kept a good, positive attitude, whether I get a lot of gifts or whether I don't. So just remember this, guys, as we go into our story today. Just remember, as we're going into the Christmas season here soon, to always show gratitude, whether you get a lot of things or whether you get a little. Or maybe you get things that you need, like clothes. Maybe you don't want clothes. You want video games and toys and Nerf guns or whatever. And you get a lot of clothes. Okay? Be thankful for what you get. All right, so let's turn to Matthew chapter 20. That's where our story is today. So as I read, y'all pay very close attention, okay? As to who's showing gratitude and who's not, and why. So here we go, Matthew chapter 20. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner." Now, time out. So this is a parable. You all know what a parable is?
No.
Anybody know what a parable is? Okay.
It's a story.
Okay. It's a story. So it may or may not be a real story. Okay. So this is a parable that Jesus is telling. So it may be real. It may not be real. Okay. But he's telling this story to teach us something. Okay. To teach us something about God. To teach us something about the kingdom of heaven. That's why he says the kingdom of heaven is like. Okay. And he goes into this story. Okay, so there's an important lesson for us. All right, so for the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. After agreeing with the workers on 1 denarius, he sent them out into the vineyard for the day. He went out about 9 in the morning. He saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He said to them, "You also go to my vineyard, and I'll give you whatever is right." So off they went. About noon and 3, he went out again and did the same thing. Then about 5 he went and found others standing around, and said to him, "Why have you been standing here all day doing nothing?" "Because no one hired us," they said. "You also go to my vineyard," he told them. All right, so far, what do we have? We have the landowner at various times throughout the day, starting early in the morning, and then at lunch, and then mid-afternoon, and end of the day. He's going into the marketplace looking for people to come work a vineyard. Now, does anybody know what a vineyard is? That's right. It's basically a grape garden, right? Grapevines, and they're growing grapes, okay? So he's going in and he's going to the marketplace. He's finding people to come work, and he goes throughout the day, okay? Early in the morning, lunchtime, mid-afternoon, late in the day, all throughout the day, he's going into the marketplace to find workers to work this vineyard. So let's keep going. Let's find out what happens. When the evening came, the owner of the vineyard called his foreman and said, "Call the workers and give them their pay, starting with the last and ending with the first." When those who were hired, about 5, so the ones who were hired at the end of the workday, they each received 1 denarius. So when the first ones came, they assumed that they would get more. But they also received a denarius each. When they received it, they began to complain to the landowner. "These last men put in 1 hour, and you made them equal to us, who bore the burden of the day's work in the burning heat." But he replied to them, "Friend, I'm doing you no wrong. Didn't you agree with me on 1 denarius? Take what is yours and go. I want to give this last man the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with what is mine? Are you jealous because I am generous?" So the last will be first, and the first last. Okay? So in this story, who is not thankful?
One of the workers.
Yeah, one of the workers who worked when?
The whole day.
The ones who were hired early in the day, early in the morning, they worked all day, and they received the same pay as the person who started working at the end of the day and only worked for maybe an hour. They all got the same pay. So the ones at the beginning are complaining and saying, "Shouldn't we get more money? I mean, we worked all day and they got 1 denarius. We should get paid more than them." But then the landowner says, "But listen, when I hired you in the morning, we agreed 1 denarius, and that's what you're going to get." So they were not thankful. Why? Right. So they're focusing on what they didn't get, right? They're focusing on what they didn't receive. And let me tell y'all, boys, when we focus on what we don't get, what we don't receive, we will never be happy, we will never be content, and we will never, ever show gratitude. So as you live your life and your parents buy things for you and you get things and then you see other kids with better toys or better clothes or whatever, if you look at them and you begin to get unhappy, sad, you will never ever be what? Thankful for what you do have. So what the Bible wants us to do is it wants us to be thankful for what we do have. Focus on what you actually have. Don't focus on what other people have that you don't. You will never be happy. You'll never be joyful. You will never, ever be grateful if you're focusing on what you don't have. So as this holiday season is coming, and maybe you don't get the gifts you were wanting, or maybe you think your brother or your sister or friend, they got more gifts. Maybe you think they got better gifts. Instead of focusing on what you don't again. Focus on what you do have and be thankful and happy with that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's right. So here's our bottom line for today. It's take time to adjust your attitude. When you begin to find yourself looking upon the things that you don't have, and you realize you're dumpy, you're not happy, what do you need to do?
Take time to think.
Yeah, you need to take a time out, don't you? Take a time out. Just like it was Christmas, and I had a dumpy attitude that day because I looked at my pile and it was a lot smaller than everybody else's
How
pile.
old were you?
I was like 11 or 12. Okay? So I needed to take a time out. If I had taken the time out and adjusted my attitude, I would have had a lot better time. I would have enjoyed myself. It would have been a great day. But you know what I remember about that day? I remember being dumpy and not happy. And then I remember getting really happy when I got a go-kart. But guess what? I was dumpy before. Never should have. And that's what we need to learn to do. Is we need to learn to take a time out when we find ourselves getting dumpy and realize we're focusing on the wrong things. Focus on what we do have and what God has given us. And give Him thanks and praise for those things.
You know, sometimes life can be unfair. Now, let's say you're the best singer or the best dancer, the best actor in your school. But when they cast a school musical, instead of the lead role you deserve, you get a much smaller role. That's not fair. Or let's say you do all the chores your dad gives you at home, and you do them well. You don't just rinse the dishes, you put them in the dishwasher too. You don't just clean your toys off the floor by shoving them under the bed. No, you organize them really neatly on all your shelves. Your sister, though, only does what she has to get by. You do more work than your sister, but your allowance is exactly the same. That's not fair. But get this, if you spend your life getting angry at all the things that aren't fair, you're gonna be miserable. Time out. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe instead of focusing on all the things you don't have, focus on the things you do have. Be grateful that you have an allowance. Be grateful that you were given any role in the school musical. It's not about what you think is fair or unfair. This is about you choosing to be grateful instead of miserable. It's about trusting that God knows what's best. It's an attitude adjustment. Let God handle fair and unfair. He's better at it than we are. The one thing to remember today is this: take time to adjust your attitude, or adjust your gratitude if you prefer. Don't you agree? I don't think he does. Play ball! Hey, there's...
Well, what an amazing day. What an amazing turnout. I can't believe how many people came out for the harvest. It was great. It's just like back when, the
Great Carp Fishing Derby of 72.
Get in here. All right, everybody line up for post-briefing debriefing.
Do you mean by debriefing you mean giving us money? I think we're all ready.
All right. I'm proud of you. I am proud of the work you did. I'm proud of how you came together for the community. I'm proud of how you worked for me. But the job's not done yet. You have to stand back for a moment and examine how it changed you. Ah, yes. That's good. All right, Gordo, front and center. All right. Now, I'm told you gave Vinny the map so he can cut out the maze for the corner.
Yep, all I did was I did a quick web search and then I found a great maze on the internet and then I just downloaded the coordinates easy peasy only took about 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. There's $100.
Thank you.
Whoa, dude, $100? That's like a lot of money for a minute.
I'm truly thankful. Thank you, Grandpa Henry. It was amazing, just as advertised.
All right, next.
Thank you for that, Vinny.
Marcia, I was told that you greeted everyone at the gate. Get everyone a map and greeted everyone with a smile for 4 hours.
That is correct. My humble square servant grants my abilities.
Great, Doogly Doogly. You know you don't have to keep wearing the ring wall.
And the rebels did the same, did they not, good sir?
Yeah, well, as promised, here's $100.
My gratitude goes towards you, Grandpa.
Hold up. You gave her $100. You could work half as long as I did.
Vinny, I could not have done this without you. And I'm proud of you. And just as promised at the beginning of the summer, here's $100.
Hold up. Thanks, Grandpa. This is $100.
Yeah, it is.
This is what you promised at the beginning of the summer.
Yes, it is.
And you gave Cordo $100.
Yes, I did.
And you gave Marsha $100.
Yes, I did.
And you give the same thing to me?
I'm following everything but your tone.
I worked way harder than them, and all you do is give me this?
That's what you agreed upon, right?
Yeah, but not before I saw them getting rich off 10 minutes.
Well, it's my money. What would it hurt you?
Wait, what?
It's my money. I can give it to whoever I want. Plus, we had an agreement, didn't we?
Yeah, but I didn't sign anything.
No, but you shook my hand. And you were happy with what you're getting into. You compared yourself with someone else. Now, take a minute, take a deep breath, and examine what your attitude was like at the beginning when we first agreed on $100. All right, take another breath, because it's still the same money and the same job. Take one more breath, one more time.
Yo, dude, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have compared myself to them. Nothing really changed. Sorry.
It's okay. You know, there's some hot chocolate in the kitchen. You want some?
Do I have to grow it first?
Come on, bye.
Is on my side. You're always there when life's not fair. Kept me from trying to run and hide. So I thought that I should let you know. That I should let you know. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for all you've done and all you've given. I can't keep it in. I gotta let it out. I want to thank you now. I want to celebrate you and give my thanks. I want to thank you. Had a bad day, you came my way. You found a way to make me smile. I say the word.